Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today our topic is gender inequality is detrimental to society. World's population comprises of more than 50% women. Although women account for major portion of population, yet they have not been given equal rights. They have been kept deprived for enough education, health facilities and nutrition. Women are considered as fragile human beings both physically and emotionally in our society. Women in many poor and underdeveloping countries lead a miserable life. In Pakistan, women face many hurdles in the race of lives. They are not be able to get proper educations. About 70% of the population live in rural area. In most rural areas, there are only primary schools for girls in comparison to the schools for men, who have high and higher secondary schools, as most of the population is illiterate and conservative. So the parents do not send their daughters to school. That is why the ratio between male and female education is quite alarming. Education is necessary if we want our nations and country make progress. It is said, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a family. But women in Pakistan are deprived of such facilities. They have not been given equal opportunities of getting educations. Men and women are as the two wheels of the cart, in which the functions of the one wheel depend on the function of the other wheel. If one of the wheel is out of order, the other wheel cannot function well. Islam teaches its followers that seeking of knowledge is the duty of every Muslim, but it is an irony of fate that is golden saying has been totally neglected in the case of women. This gender inequality is a violation of the equal human laws and rules. In Pakistan, overall general health conditions are not satisfactory, but women suffer from more than the other members of society. Their worst situations is observed during maternity period, as hospitals and doctors are not available in remote areas. So most of the women lost their life during childbirth. Due to these reasons, maternal and infant mortality rate is much high. It has been observed and survived that mortality rate of mothers during childbirth is more than 30 divided by 1000 in Pakistan, which is a matter of great concern. In rural area, it is twice of this number because of non-availability of qualified health care staff, i.e. midwives and lady health visitors. Besides, the male members of the family do not want to take their women to the male doctors. So the poor ailing women die by inches due to the sheer negligence of the male members. So the sort of general inequality indicates that women are not treated fairly as they deserve. If women are pale, weak and frail, it is obvious that their offspring will also be thin, weak and unhealthy. Weak and unhealthy people cannot contribute much to the progress and prosperity of a country. Malnutrition is another factor responsible for poor female health in Pakistan and some other developing countries. According to medical experts, more than 60% women in Pakistan have the deficiency of vitamin D. This situation is quite grave and gloomy. The quality as well as quantity of food for female and male is based on discrimination. The male members of a family are served first with good qualities of food, while women dine, which is left behind on the dining table. It is assumed that women do not need good nutrition and can survive and grow well with low calorie intake. As a result, women fall victim of too many diseases. As a matter of fact, women need good nutrition for food because they have to feed and bring up children. But due to discriminatory attitude of the male members of the family, women are ignored in every way of life. Such weak and anemic women produce sick and unnourished next generation. This gender inequality depicts a horrible picture of the health conditions of women in Pakistan. This poor health situation also hampers women's participation in the economic growth of the country. Women are also maltreated in the case of inheritance. They are not given their proper share in the property left by their parents. Islam has enmarked their due to share in the inheritance. This injustice is a crystal clear sign of gender inequality in our country along with some other countries. Gender inequality in any form is determined to society. The pace of progress and developing stops. The wronged ones feel frustration. They fall victims to inferiority complex. Their latent penalties cease to function. They lead to depressed and dejected life. They think that their very existence in the world is good for nothing and fertile. They act as they are dumb driven cattle. Under these circumstances, a nation cannot make progress. It cannot keep its pace with the ever advancing nation of the globe. This state of affairs is quite grave and worthy of consideration as it adversely affects our society. Don't forget to subscribe my channel.